Hey ladies and gentlemen, we're back here with some Fallout 4 as I beat my Pip-Boy and get it to work. But today's episode, we're going to jump right back into Vault-88, fixing up our experimental vault area where we get to have fun and play Overseer at for the time being. If you missed the last couple episodes, we became the official Overseer. We finished the Vault-Tec quests and we ran some experiments on our settlers, and that was a lot of fun. And yeah, today's episode, I figured I wanted to continue the progress that we've been making with Vault-88. So you get to see me struggle with the building mechanics as I try to provide water for my dwellers. As before in the previous episodes, I just really did not give them any of the resources that they need to survive because we were focused on becoming Overseer. You know, that was the first thing. We needed that first. Now that we are Overseer, we're allowed to, do whatever we want so we can do it our way. So I am currently trying to build a platform so I can put another nuclear generator down to power up the water purifier that we have that comes with the vault. Whenever we started, it's just automatically chilling in this area with the giant lake, Mylar Queen, I believe. We previously killed. But yeah, so I'm trying to get some water for my settlers, and I thought you guys might want to sit back, enjoy some sped up building as I talk about the lore for this vault and talk about some of my own lore and stuff like that. And so, sit down, pop a Nuka-Cola, and enjoy. So to start off, for those of you that don't have the DLC or don't know anything about the Vault-Tec DLC, it wasn't the last, but it was one of the last DLCs that came out for Fallout 4 back in the day, and I think it was like $15.99 or $9.99 or something. I don't know. They're all like $3 now, so if you haven't gotten a chance to pick those up, go ahead and get them. I know y'all can scrounge $3 out. If a crackhead can wake up every day and find crack with no money, you guys can find $3 to play some Vault-Tec DLC. I believe in you. That's your Overseer speaking. But anyway, so you find Vault-88 beneath the Quincy Quarries, which is in the bottom south-ish part of the map. And basically, whenever you discover it and you have the DLC downloaded, it takes over the Quincy Quarries location whenever you clear it, which is kind of cool. The vault, so Vault-88, the purpose behind it, or the experiments, or whatever, the big every vault has. The big shock factor for this vault was it was intended to test various prototype devices with the aim of distributing them to the rest of the vaults in hopes of making them more efficient. So we get to see a little bit of that with the different prototypes that we have just previously used, like the the Nuka-Cola dispenser, and there's like 3 of them, and the jackpot machine, and the other 2, the eye thing. We get to see that. Oh, and the power bike thing. That was the first one. So, however, this vault was never finished like the rest of them were. Whenever the bombs dropped, it was still in the middle of being constructed. That's why whenever your character comes in and approaches the vault, there's a group of raiders that are trying to force their way in, which we saw that. They're silly gooses with like a sledgehammer and knuckles and a screwdriver. They're playing, it was airtight, whatever they were thinking about doing. This is when you hear first time Overseer Barstool, that's what I call her. She is like yelling at them and telling them that they're not Vault-Tec, so they're not going to be able to get in. Little does she know we are Vault-Tec and we have a Pip-Boy and we can get in. So you make quick work of the raiders, and then you can access the control panel with your Pip-Boy and open that door right up. After that, you have to go inside, and you'll hear the Overseer try to tell you about how you have to find control boards. You have to go through a reactor room, you have to go through the reactor room to unlock the workbench. So basically, you fight like the security chief in there. He's like a ghoul. That's pretty easy. And then once you do that, you unlock the main workbench right there in the like little start out area of the vault. From there, as you can see, you literally have like 7 different directions you can go, and you can go so many places. It's such a big settlement. It really is. They really put their time into this one, making it big and stuff. I really enjoy it, and I really am appreciative for that. Now, I don't think there's too much other lore for the actual Vault 88, you get Julian, Clem, and other settlers, which can just be random. You get Security Chief Anderson, who's the ghoul that's in the nuclear reactor room that you kill, and then you get Overseer Barstool. Basically, the two, Julian and Clem, stay. They're settlers, I believe. You get those every time. You kill the Security Chief, and you can either send Overseer Barstool away so she can distribute the progress you guys have made with the prototypes in your vault to other vaults, or you can just hit her with the charisma check like I did to get her to stay yours and be your first settler or whatever. I don't know. I kept her at Vault 88. I thought it was cooler. Yeah, other than that, there's 3 other workbenches you have to find throughout the caves. There's 3 little control boards you have to find. They're pretty easy. They're just in various corners that you have to go through. It's not too difficult. It's pretty easy unlocking it. The main thing is, though, you have to finish the quests in order to unlock all the building materials above ground at other settlements. Meaning, in order to unlock the other guard posts, the technology, the crazy vault pieces, the doors, all that, you have to actually complete the quests for the Vault-Tec DLC, which isn't too bad. But just for anybody who has it and is like, oh, I can't build outside, you will. You just have to you have to do the quest first. But basically, that's, as far as I'm concerned, I don't think there's too much lore that goes back into Vault 88, honestly. I think it's more of a, you guys kind of get to make it your own type settlement, which is what I like. There's a bunch of uranium, and there's a rich deposit of other material, like nuclear material, and I think there's limestone in there too. I think this is honestly the only vault in the entire history of the franchise that isn't constructed completely when the bombs drop. I'm pretty sure every vault was completed by October 23rd, 2077, except for this one, which is kind of cool. Yeah. There's not too much more to talk about, really. They were down there for 200 years, so, like, she kind of has that in common with you. She, like, that resonates with the 2 characters, which is kind of interesting. I thought that was cool. But other than that, it's pretty much whatever your imagination has to offer. And let me tell you, our imagination has loads to offer. So, fitting in with my storyline and my series, we're really trying to capture that Minutemen feel. That freedom, if you will. So, what my lore for this settlement is, we happened upon it and we rescued her. You know, good Samaritan type thing, something the Minutemen would do. I could see Preston Garvey rescuing old Barstool from under the rubble. We did that, and you know, we always wanted to be an overseer. You know, before the bombs went off, that was always something we wanted to be as a little kid, which is a true thing. I've always wanted to be an overseer. And when I was younger and they dropped this DLC, when I played Fallout 4 religiously, like when it came out, I was so excited. And then there was crappy marketing, and I remember, like, for whatever reason, there was something about the way they did the trailer, the way they marketed it, that made it seem as if you couldn't be overseer, like you wouldn't be in charge. Like, I think it worded it like join the overseer of Vault 88 and help questers. I don't know. It made it sound like you were like the bitch and you weren't gonna be the overseer, which is the only thing I wanted. So I never downloaded it or played it or anything until like recently. So that being said, I don't have a lot of experience with this DLC, and also the first time that I did use this, I was also very, very shocked that the building mechanics are completely different from the rest of the game, and they don't give you a heads up about it. Bethesda slaps you on the ass and says, "Good luck, kid." It was very, very, very frustrating. And I'm the type, I have ADHD really bad. I'm the type of person that when I think I know something, I think I know it better than everyone else, even though that's probably not a good trait to have. So my immediate reactions were like, "Oh, just get in and build. Just go. You know, you're pro Fallout 4. You'll be fine." That wasn't the case. Then I had to watch a YouTube video or two. But I also had the ADHD thing, so I'd get halfway through the YouTube video and be, I don't need to finish it. I know exactly what I'm doing. I watched him do enough, and then I'd get back in there and I'd be clueless. So I'd have to watch the whole video. So if you are attempting this DLC and you're not familiar with it, I very highly suggest that you watch some YouTube videos beforehand, and I mean watch them the whole way through. Don't make the same mistake I did, cut out halfway through it or a quarter way through it and then have to go back. It's just watch the whole thing, I promise you. But now that we have gotten the hang of things, we have found Overseer Barstool, rescued her, and then we decided to lend her a hand with some, experiments, because, we were in Vault-Tec before. We've been experimented on or whatever. We were in the cryo chamber. We know what it's like. But, we're not evil either. But regardless, it seems as if these people are going to get experimented on. So, in my thought process, it seemed more humane for us to, be able to control the experiments. That way they aren't too terrible for these people and they can still have a good life. So I think that's how it fits in with the Minutemen. We're good. We're good people. It's a good time. And to further that, I've even started putting a little Minutemen hideout, settlement area in my Vault-88, which is kind of cool. But basically, as we became the Overseer, Mr. Overseer General of the Minutemen to you, we've decided that the Minutemen could really benefit from going underground and, having an entire base of operations that are undetected, kind of like the Institute. Cough, spoiler alert. But I don't care. Like I said in one of the previous videos, if you have not known the end of this, if you don't know any of the endings of this game, it's been out since 2015, and there's no way that you can be upset about it right now. People don't even get mad when there's spoilers that are on Twitter and stuff like that when the movies are out. This game's 10 years old, so it's fine. Regardless, Preston Garvey and the Minutemen used to be a force to be reckoned with back in the day. But because of poor communication, losing the castle, and just being silly gooses, they decided to, split up and end up getting picked off one by one. So, yeah, not great moves by them. But now that we're in charge, and we have the reins, we got the laser musket, we're going to do better. We are better. And we're going to make sure the Minutemen never, ever split up like that again. And the Commonwealth, is a better place. That's what we're striving for, right? A bunch of settlers helping each other out and, working the land. So, we're going to take advantage of this underground vault, and we're going to utilize it as a base. So now we have a very strong presence. Well, we will eventually once we start converting some of our vault dwellers to militiamen. See, the recruiting tactics are perfect for this. You come in, you think you're getting a vault, which you are. You're getting a free place to live and everything, like that. And it's you want to eat and stuff like that. Maybe some of you want to join the Minutemen. And I'm pretty sure most of I think we can convince them, some of the settlers, to join up, especially Clem. He seems pretty willing to do anything we say at the snap of a finger. Like I said, he just believes anything that the Overseer Barstool would tell him. So, we're going to take advantage of this underground spot, and we're going to start utilizing it as not our main base, but one of our bases of operations, kind of like the Institute is. And yeah, now eventually we're going to have a super big presence down in this part of the map, which is very helpful since it's one of the most dangerous parts of the map. And it also is one of the spots in the map that has not the least amount of settlements, because there are some down there, but it is one of the spots in the map that has a scarce amount. I don't think anything's as scarce as the west side of the map down there by the glowing sea and stuff. There's literally Egret's Tor Marina and Somersville or Somerset or whatever the heck it's called. That's it. That's the only two settlements down there, which is also the reason the Minutemen have claimed Egret's Tor Marina, because we need a cannon or artillery piece that protects that part of the river, and we need some eyes down there, or else we're not going to see any attacks or anything like that coming from that part of the world. So it's good that we established a base there, and it's good that we're establishing a base here. Now, I am going to continue beefing up this base here and there. I don't know if I'm going to have another episode of just specifically Vault-88, but I know throughout the entire series we're going to be coming back here a lot. And like I said, it's not going to be our main base of operations, but I do plan to come here and keep some stuff here. I do want to have a little bedroom here and stuff. I already built myself a little Overseer's guest room and stuff, which is kind of cool. And I want to show off some of my decorations and stuff. But we're going to start moving some of them. We're going to move some Minutemen here, I think, eventually. We're going to set up a supply chain line, which is going to be very beneficial in the long run. We are going to outfit this place. I don't want to necessarily say a compound, because I know we have other bases that are better set for that, and other settlements that are better set for compounds and outposts. But we are going to make this place kind of like a fortified, stronghold, I guess. Where it's not main purpose is going to be housing military and training them and stuff, but it's definitely going to be a place where the Minutemen can fall back and retreat if anything goes wrong, or if anything were to go tits up. For instance, the railroad in this game could be a decent fighting force if they weren't just constantly giving out their location to censor whatever's happening. If for those of you familiar with the Minutemen or the railroad quest lines, you guys know that through their history they keep getting decent, and then they just get smacked by a synth raid at one of their bases. because the Sins find out about it somehow. It's happened like 3 times throughout the canon of the Railroad. So like, either y'all got to get better at hiding, or Deacon's a rat for the Institute or something. Something's not adding up. There's no way you guys keep getting made like that. So we're going to try to have the opposite of that. But if anything were to happen like that, or something happens where we lose a settlement, or it gets taken, or we, start taking heavy losses like in the other episode. Moment of silence for my man, Sergeant Gavin and Marshall Mustache. Nothing's wrong with Marshall Mustache. He's still alive. He's just a G. But we will have a moment of silence for Sergeant Gavin at this time. Moving onward from that sad time, we want to avoid as many Minutemen casualties as possible. Hence, we are going to build a little retreat area here. So, we're going to have people here stationed all the time. We're going to have normal settlers here. Like, this is probably going to be one of my biggest settlements, considering there's the 10 extra cap on settlers you can attract here, which shouldn't really bother us anyway, because, this isn't my first rodeo with this game. If I want more than 20 settlers at a base, I'll get more than 20 settlers at a base. I know my way around it. But regardless, it's probably going to be one of the bigger ones either way. So, I would like to have some normal settlers, and I'm going to make the vault. I have ideas for it. Like, I want to have, certain areas and different atrium areas and stuff like that. Like, I've already built a second one in another area. And I'm going to continue to do that here and there and stuff. But I really do want a Minutemen presence at this settlement. Like, I would love to see come in, walk in the vault, and you just know that it's the Minutemen are here too. And before too long, we will have hopefully the majority of the Commonwealth on our side, settlement-wise. But at this point in time, I believe we literally have 10 settlements, 9 maybe, because I don't think we've ever officially established Starlight Drive-In. We've just been assigned it. But yeah, that's not a lot of settlements, especially when the majority of them have 2 to 3 people tops. So building up another one way down in this corner of the map, and not only making sure that it suffices for normal settlers, but also can house and maintain a faction, it's gonna be a little bit of work. We're gonna have our work cut out for us. We're not gonna need any water. I don't think we're ever gonna need water again, because the amount that this water purifier gives us is insane. Thank you, Bethesda. But however, I am gonna have to make a big garden where you're gonna have a huge food source down here. That just goes without saying. We're definitely gonna need some crops ASAP. No Rocky. I haven't really done much on the ways of defense either. I was kind of debating if I wanted to now, the way this vault works, there are technically 3 entrances. The main one, and there's 2 other ones that you can find. One's at University Point, Pharmacy, and I forget what the second one's at. However, if you don't scrap the barricades in front of the other 2 entrances, which I didn't, you lock the game into one spawn point for raids. And the one spawn point being at the beginning of the vault door. So, because I did it this way, which was so smart, I'm now able to not only predict, but I know pretty much 100% of the time where I'm going to be attacked from when I'm at this base. So anytime this base is under attack, we know it's coming straight from the inside where the vault door is. And that being said, I think the smartest thing to do, I'm going to put some security everywhere, I'm going to put some stuff everywhere, it's not just going to be one area has a sentry or something. But I think the smartest thing to do is, I think I want to station some live guards out in the, staging / decontamination area, screening room, whatever it is when you first come in by the vault door. I think I want to station a couple guards there, at least 2 of them, at the same time. And I also think I want to try to, clean up that area a little bit and maybe add, a couple turrets, or, do something with, a build of turrets. So, basically, I want to have it so, all the bad guys are already going to be funneled into coming in the front. And I want them basically to be, shredded. I kind of, plan on having, turrets on both sides of, the little vault, catwalk thing. That way, whenever they get funneled in there and they're coming, toward the rest of the settlers, they're literally just getting chewed apart left, right, and center. By the time they, feed into the actual atrium and vault, they'll hopefully be dead. Whatever they are. That's the plan. That's the goal. Now, of course, we have to account for the fact that that probably won't happen, or I'll get attacked by a horde of freaking deathclaws or something, and they're just going to walk through my security measures. So on top of that, I also want to make sure I have a heavy presence of maybe security, or a heavy presence of something to whether it's, I feel like guards is the best way to go. I feel like it looks good to have some guards. I want to have some turns, I guess, but I feel like that just looks I don't know, not like it doesn't fit with the Vault aesthetic. Like I don't remember seeing many turrets in Vaults. You know what I mean? Like it's more like live guards and stuff like our Vault-Tec guards. So other than that, I plan to have a couple things set up so whenever the atrium door first opens and you first get in there, there's like maybe a security checkpoint or something. I do already have a security checkpoint before the overseer's office, but that just, I mean, that's a personal thing, like aesthetically and stuff, but also like that just makes sense. Like there should always be a little bit of like, someone should be the first line of defense before the overseer. Like it's kind of crazy that like, if not, you know, someone could just walk in, like, I don't know, Vault-Tec rep could walk in with a bomb under his trench coat or something crazy, you know? So we do have extra security there. But I will have to work on the security and the food in the next couple of the upcoming episodes because we do not address that. However, I did turn the security beacon on, so we are getting more people slowly, which is good for the cause. And also, we do end up I do end up getting the water figured out here in a second. As you can see, I struggled a decent amount of time. See, the building is so finicky. But I do end up getting us water for our settlement, thank God. People to Vault stop being so freaking thirsty. But next, I think the next thing I think I want to do is pick an area for housing for the Vault and pick an area for food or like hydroponics and stuff. Because there's a lot of different areas still, but we don't have any beds or like sleeping quarters or anything like that really set up. Not enough to like sustain like 5+ people. And that's a big part of a Vault, I feel like, is being able to like lay your head down. So I think I might work on that next. And then following that, I think I'm going to try to implement a big garden somewhere. Maybe put it down here with the water. That might like look cool. Maybe I'll put it in another part of the Vault because we have so much room. Who knows? But I plan to do that in the upcoming episodes. Once we get squared away a little bit. Hopefully we keep getting settlers. Like I said, we should have an unlimited supply of Pit Boys and Vault-Tec suits to like pimp them out in. The hardest thing with that is I'm real big on like aesthetics about my like settlements and stuff when I play the game. So like I want all my Vault-Tec people to look like Vault-Tec people. Or like if I have a Minutemen set up, like place, I want them all to look like Minutemen. Which can be kind of a little daunting considering that like some of the factions don't have like outfits by the buttload. For instance, it's very hard to find like tons of Minutemen outfits or like outfits that look like Minutemen. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to distinguish that. But it's a lot easier whenever you have Vault-Tec suits and Pit Boys that just automatically spawn in your Vault every time you like spawn in. So that's clutch. We're gonna have to go on a bit of a hunt within the next couple episodes for some aesthetic stuff. But I kind of planned on doing an episode, like maybe a bonus episode. We'll see. I kind of planned on doing another like little crazy episode in a little bit where maybe I just go out and like find some power armor suits because I haven't really found much of those. Maybe I'll search for like some comics or bobbleheads. I just want to go out and find some more like the collectible stuff or like some of the better loot and stuff because I feel like I've really been focused on building quests and Minutemen, which yes, that is the focus, but that's not all Fallout is. And I have so much fun with all the other aspects of Fallout, like fighting the Swan, which sadly got corrupted, that footage, but there's all sorts of other wacky side quests and things like that we can get into and all sorts of trouble to be had. So I plan on doing another little random episode soon. Look forward to that. We might just go on a random adventure and hopefully find a bunch of random occurrences like the couple episodes ago whenever we found the alien and all that crazy stuff happened. That was pretty insane. Or we might just, go out and just literally grind out and looking for some power armor, show you guys some of those locations because I know there's a ton early game, I just haven't gotten any. Or maybe we'll go find some legendary weapons, or I don't know. I just want to go out and get some more collectibles and see more of the world and stuff. Get a couple more, get some more booty. I need some more booty, I need some loot. My chests are looking a little light and I can't really pimp my bedroom out without anything cool to put on the walls, you feel me? So that's probably going to be within the next couple episodes. We are going to get back to helping the Minutemen. Don't worry. I'm very adamant on continuing with that and everything. We were just taking a little side break for a second. And don't worry, we're still like defending them every time they get attacked and things like that. We just haven't been like focusing as heavy on the settlement building with them and like quests because we already got handed the castle pretty early on. And I was like, geez, Preston, calm down. We don't have the men for that. But we will get back to that. Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. We are 100% going to continue the general of the Minutemen. I just wanted to take some time to really indulge in the Vault-Tec DLC. I really have a lot of fun playing with it, and it's such a good DLC. It's so creative for them to add, and I really just have fun with it, and I really wanted to make it part of my world and add some lore to it and stuff like that. So I'll continue with it in the future, but I hope you guys enjoyed watching me build this as is. If you did, leave a like or a comment below, and silly dilly, we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, Girl Scout.